Powered by Skywell. Lead the future. Supported by Emporious Furniture for all kinds of furnitures, furnishings, and home decorations.
Real Man, unleash your inner confidence with Real Man perfume.
Citron. Global Reach Education Matters, your preferred overseas education advisor.
Good night.
लामखुट्टे बगाउँछ बिना धुवा फैलाई ताकि निन्द्रालाई नजर नलागोस्. Good night liquid.
A Media9 Presentation.
Welcome to another episode of 360 Leadership with me, Saurabh Jyoti. Today on the show, we have Miss Anushka Shrestha, a prominent figure in Nepal who embodies grace and ambition, wearing her titles of Miss Nepal 2019 and Miss Nepal Oceania 2018 with effortless elegance. Growing up in Nepal, she internalized the belief that passion and perseverance can make anything possible. Her journey extends beyond beauty and titles, focusing on breaking barriers and empowering others to pursue their dreams. As an aspiring entrepreneur, Anushka endeavors to bring Nepalese delicacies like gutpak and pushtakari to the global audiences, symbolizing hope and inspiration for countless dreamers worldwide. Let's welcome today's guest, Miss Anushka Shrestha, Miss Nepal 2019.
अनुष्का श्रेष्ठ नेपालको सौन्दर्य प्रतियोगिता मिस नेपाल 2019 का साथै मिस नेपाल ओसिनिया 2018 को उपाधि विजेता हुनुहुन्छ। काठमाडौँमा जन्मेर यही आफ्नो बाल्यकाल पार गर्नुभएकी अनुष्का उच्च शिक्षाको लागि अस्ट्रेलिया पुग्नुभयो। त्यहाँ व्यवस्थापन संकायमा स्नातक गर्नुभएकी उहाँ मिस नेपाल 2019 का लागि भनेर अस्ट्रेलियादेखि बैंक कर्मचारीको जागिर छोडेर नेपाल आउनुभयो। नेपालमा पनि विभिन्न सामाजिक कार्यमा सक्रिय अनुष्काले सिन्धुपाल्चोकको एउटा गाउँमा सञ्चालन गर्नुभएको कसैको जिन्दगी बदल्ने अभियानका लागि उहाँलाई मिस वर्ल्ड प्रतियोगितामा मल्टिमिडिया च्याम्पियन पुरस्कार प्राप्त छ। हेलम्बु क्षेत्रको सोस्लिङ गाउँमा ग्रामीण विकास र सशक्तिकरणको लागि गरिएको उहाँको कामले सोस्लिङ गाउँका 140 घर परिवारको शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य र आर्थिक सबलीकरणमा ठूलो टेवा पुर्याएको छ। उहाँ संस्थापक सिइओ हुनुहुन्छ नेपाली खाना र मिठाईको प्रामाणिक स्वादलाई विश्वव्यापी पाक कला नक्सामा ल्याउने ब्रान्ड माक्कुसेको, जसले पुष्टकारी, गुटपाकका साथै कुकिजको लागि आकर्षक प्याकेजिङ र ब्रान्डिङले सर्वत्र प्रिय ब्रान्ड बन्दै हाम्रा मौलिक मिठाईलाई लग्जरी स्वीट्स बनाइदिएको छ। सबै राम्रा काम गरेर सबैको प्रेरणा बन्नु भएकी अनुष्का श्रेष्ठलाई आजको हाम्रो कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गरौँ।
Welcome to the show, Anushka.
Thank you so much.
Please have a seat. So, welcome, Anushka.
Thank you so much.
You've led in a sector that was something, a breakthrough, I would say, entirely new, which no one had done about Makkusé, and taking Nepalese delicacies and cuisine in a way globally. And you've established a brand. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I love your brand.
Thank you.
We have your brand here in SJ Moto too.
You were one of our very first customers. जब हामी एकदम सुरुमा 4 जना मान्छे भएर सबै अर्डर आफै प्याक गर्थ्यौं तपाईको नाम र एड्रेस चाहिँ हैन होला ल हो र भनेर. I remember feeling very excited and very validated as well. So thank you for being an absolute supporter from day one, quite literally.
I love your products, so it's always a pleasure having your products at SJ Moto, and I'm sure you'll grow from strength to strength. But Anushka, just to talk about taking the show forward and to talk about leadership, I know you were studying in Australia. You studied there, you've seen the world. Ultimately, you came back and started working here. You work as a professional, you work as an entrepreneur, you are Miss Nepal, so you wear so many different hats. So how do you manage wearing all these hats, and what are the different experiences from the various roles that you play?
In terms of the different hats that I wear, it is धेरैजनालाई चाहिँ पहिलेबाट आइडिया हुँदो रहेछ आफ्नो कलिङ के हो, आफू केमा राम्रो छ भनेर, and I call those people very lucky. मलाई त्यो कलिङ पहिलेबाट थिएन. My thoughts were sometimes like my plate. I can never have एक प्लेट मोमो के म एक्लै कलेजमा +2 पढ्दाखेरि कहिले एक्लै पर्छ नि खाने बेलामा म हाफ प्लेट मोमो हाफ प्लेट चाउमिन मगाएर खानुपर्ने मान्छे, which means I like variety on my plate. And I think that's a very accurate representation of how I like to keep my things as well. I find myself being more efficient. Zaba, I have 6 things to do in a day, and then I really zone in and compartmentalize ek ded ghanta, and I get a lot done. So आफ्नो working pattern नै थाहा पाउनु पनि जरुरी रहेछ. किनभने कतिचोटि हामीले हाम्रो a lot of the literature that we read is Western literature. अनि while that is very much there, त्यो हामीलाई exactly applicable हुन्छ कि हुँदैन भनेर पनि सोच्नु पर्ने रहेछ. So leadership styles, I was reading this book One Thing भनेर, and I thought किताबमा भनेपछि त ठिक हो यो यस्तै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने हुन्छ नि त, तर म त one thing गर्दा न आफूलाई थ्राइभ गरिरहेको फिल गर्थेँ, न मेरो फुल एफिसिएन्सीमा काम गरिरहेको जस्तो फिल गर्थेँ. सो पढेका कुराहरू पनि क्रिटिकल थिङ्किङ लगाएर यो मेरो लागि सान्दर्भिक छ कि छैन, एप्लिकेबल छ कि छैन भनेर सोच्नु चाहिँ it helps. And I think I am comfortable with the fact now that, I don't know, multitask is a very धेरै काम एकैचोटि गर्ने खालको कुरा, but I do work better in a colorful environment with more focused time in. त्यति आफूलाई चिन्न अलाउ चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ हामीले जस्तो लाग्छ.
फर्केपछि you joined the competition, the pageant, Miss Nepal. And you won the pageant, and you also did an amazing project in Sotsing, Beauty with a Purpose. Can you tell us about your journey, how you got into the pageant? What was your experience in the pageant? What did you learn from it? And especially your project, which is very close to your heart, I know.
It really is.
Beauty with a Purpose.
And we're still working on it. 5 वर्ष भइसक्दाखेरि पनि हामी एक्टिभली गाउँमा काम गर्दैछौँ. इनफ्याक्ट हामीले अझ गाउँसँग इन्टरेक्ट गर्दैछौँ. हामीले भेट्दाखेरि क्लास 8 मा हुनुभएको बच्चाहरूको यसपालि +2 सक्यो. सोल्स अफ सोल्सिङ भनेर हामीले, because word play, always been a fan, was a community upliftment program, model community upliftment program, जहाँ चाहिँ शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य र आय आर्जन, education, health र livelihood generation को pillars मा चाहिँ we work on a community to build capacity भन्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो visionबाट सुरु गर्यौं. अनि यो किन एउटा एकदमै ग्राउन्डेड र मलाई एकदमै हम्बल गर्छ भनेदेखि हामीलाई कति चीजहरु थ्योरीको प्र्याक्टिकलमा हो. एउटा सानो उदाहरण दिन्छु. शिक्षा is the biggest one that we've been able to work with so far, but अहिले the current situation is, even with the Gaupalika being very supportive, there are so many challenges and loopholes that we've got to address. जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा सानो विद्यालय हामी सुरु गर्दाखेरि क्लास 7 सम्म पढाइ हुन्थ्यो त्यहाँ, तर अब चाहिँ नजिकैको स्कुलहरुलाई प्राइमरी बनाएर एउटा बिग स्कुल एस्टाब्लिश गर्ने भनेर गरिरहँदाखेरि टिचर्स छोडेर जानु हुने, प्रिन्सिपल छोडेर जानु हुने, बच्चाहरु किन आउनु हुँदैन त, के हो त ग्रास रुट च्यालेन्जेस, के हो त यो नमुना बस्ती भनेर किन भन्छौं त भनेर काम गरिरहँदाखेरि चाहिँ युनिटरी मेथड कि एक कराईको रेसिपी टक्क बनेर 10 कराई त अटोमेटिकली बन्छ नि भनेर नै ग्राउन्ड रियालिटी अफ थिंग्स. बिकज अ क्वेसन आई रियली आस्क्ड माइसेल्फ was, despite so much support and aid and so much interest in uplifting education in Nepal, किन यस्तो भइरहेको छ त भनेर. And I think the time is so right to be doing everything. सबैतिर even local central government बाट education लाई हैन, oh my god, this needs an absolute shakedown भन्ने जसरी लागि परेको छौं. त्यसको लागि चाहिँ it's the right time to be asking these questions. आय आर्जनको पाटोमा चाहिँ again लजिकली सोच्दाखेरि हामीले इटा बनाउने, ढुङ्गा काट्ने, बत्ती बनाउने, क्यान्डल बनाउने, बाख्रा पालन, भेजिटेबल फार्मिङ देखि लिएर सबै चीज गरिरहँदाखेरि पनि किन आज म्याक्सिमम चाहिँ लद्दाखमा गएर काम गर्न चुज गरिरहनु भएको छ, गोरखामा गएर काम गर्न चुज गरिरहनु भएको छ. व्हाट इज द रूट कज? अगेन समथिङ दैट आई लर्नड एट द बैंक, द रूट कज एनालिसिस, आस्किङ व्हाई अन्टिल इट गेट्स रिजल्भड भनेर हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ दैट गिव्स मी सो मच पर्सपेक्टिभ कि 100 वर्ष लागेर बनेको समस्याहरू चाहिँ अचानक स्पेशली बाहिरबाट आएर म सेभियर बचाउँछु उठाउँछु यो कम्युनिटी भनेर होइन देयर इज सो मेनी लेयर्स सो आई थिंक ओभरअल सोल्स अफ सोल्सिङ इज अ कम्युनिटी empowerment program although the word empowerment is so overused at times it feels bhanera tara त्यही नै हो but it is both ways because शिक्षाको point भनेको is not expecting कि उहाँहरूले देखाए कि ए शर्ट प्यान्ट लाएर ल्यापटप चलाउन सक्नुपर्छ भन्ने होइन तर आफूले एउटा ड्रिम गर्न डेयर गर्ने र त्यो सपनालाई साकार गर्नलाई टुल्स प्रोभाइड गर्ने that is what an empowered community looks like not a person wearing heels and shoes and strutting into an office the dignity of labor but to dare to dream and to think that it is possible. हामीले a couple of years ago career exposure trip लगेको थियो. We're planning for a second one in a couple of weeks. I'd love to bring them here as well. हामीले hospitals and त्यसपछि FMs धेरै ठाउँमा what पढेर के गर्ने त भनेर देखाउन लग्दाखेरि एकजना बच्चाले सोध्नु भयो नर्स पढ्नलाई कति ल्याउनु पर्छ एसएलसी मा that is the beginning of a win. That is the beginning of a win because honestly म काठमाडौँबाट गएर जति नै रोल मोडल भनेर माया गर्नु भए पनि इन्स्पायर्ड हुनुहुन्न किनभने त्यो त उहाँको पो कथा हो त तर जब उहाँकै गाउँठाउँबाट आएर के गर्नुहुन्छ that inspires them that's why we continue to support a teacher out there 5 years भइसक्यो we continue to sponsor teachers we continue to sponsor children to continue their education sports materials edutainment materials digital capacity building अनि exposure trips हरु गरेर चाहिँ एकदमै
You're Miss Nepal 2019 अब यो pageantry को कुरामा why did you enroll in the pageantry and what are the benefits
pageantry is मैले जहिले भन्ने गरेछु अब त 5 वर्ष पुरा भयो है 5 वर्ष पुरा भइसक्यो मिस नेपालको pageant सकेको पनि pageantry means different things in different places यसको विभिन्न किसिमको उल्था उदाहरणहरू निस्कदै रहेछन् विभिन्न खालका समाजमा देशमा नेपालको सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ I've always seen pageantry as a platform to get things done मिस नेपाल भन्ने एउटा टाइटललाई जति माया गर्नुहुन्छ जति अपेक्षा राख्नुहुन्छ एक्सपेक्टेशन्स राख्नुहुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ त तपाईले के गर्नुभयो समाजलाई भन्ने जति हामीले कडाइसँग मिस नेपाललाई सोध्छौं आफ्नो जनप्रतिनिधिलाई पनि त्यतिकै कडाइसँग अकाउन्टेबल राखे भए राम्रै हुन्छ नि त हैन सो त्यो हिसाबले चाहिँ एकदमै माया पाउने त भाउ पाउने प्लेटफर्म हो भनौं न टु बी पुट भेरी ब्लन्टली and that was honestly one of my main reasons why I participated किनभने मलाई नेपाल आएर नै केही गर्नु थियो समाजमै काम गर्नु थियो र त्यो काम गर्नको लागि बाहिर पढिसकेपछि री-एन्ट्री इन्टु नेपाली वर्किङ स्पेस गर्न लागि चाहिँ मिस नेपाल was an appropriate choice for me in a very non-glamorous way so मेरो reason for participating in Miss Nepal was very non-glamorous in fact मेरो सबैभन्दा बढी खर्च हिल जुत्ता किन्नमा भएको थियो because I didn't own any heels मलाई पहिला मैले शूट गर्ने टिमले बेबी काफ बाछा भनेर बोलाउनुहुन्थ्यो किनभने यसरी हिँड्थे मलाई हिँड्नै आउँदैन त्यो हिल्स लगाएर सो राम्रो काम गर्नलाई क्राउन र गाउन लाउनु पर्दैन खासमा त तर क्राउन र गाउन लगाएर राम्रो काम गर्दाखेरि 10,000 जना एक्स्ट्राको आँखामा आएर सपोर्ट आउँदो रहेछ भनेर त्यो एउटा देखिसकेको भएर that was a means to an end to get good work done and I'm glad त्यसरी नै युटिलाइज हुन सक्यो भनेर कसरी युटिलाइज गर्ने त त्यसलाई सो त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभ सँग obviously गाह्रो हो because the age limit and group पनि त अलिकति यंगर मान्छेहरुकै हुने बेलामा obviously त्यो expect that level of maturity पनि अलिकति गाह्रो चाहिँ हो तर आफूले कुनै पनि कुरा चाहे pageantry चाहे कुन डिग्री पढिरहनु भएको छ कहाँ जाने के गर्नेमा why भन्ने कुराको there is no right answer म यो भन्दिन कि मिडिया एन्टर गर्नु चाहिँ नराम्रो हो यो गर्नु चाहिँ नराम्रो हो तर आफूलाई क्ल्यारिटी त होस् न त यत्रो टाइम एफर्ट एनर्जी दिएपछि म यो के गर्नलाई जोइन गरिरहेछु भन्ने क्ल्यारिटी सँग चाहिँ जानुपर्छ भन्ने मेरो सजेसन हो आई फिल ग्ल्याड दैट त्यो क्ल्यारिटी लिएर मैले एउटा स्टेप चाहिँ लिए त्यहाँ जानको लागि र जे कामको लागि युटिलाइज गर्छु किनभने मैले के सोच्थे भने जिते भने पनि जितेन भने पनि मैले गर्ने काम यही हो अलि सानो स्केलमा हुन्छ 10 जना मान्छे त चिनौला यो कामहरु अगाडि लानुको लागि मैले प्याटर्न सुरु गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ खासमा मेरो आइडिया वाज अफ डिजिटल क्लासेस किनभने अस्ट्रेलियामा जति पनि दुई जना यङ पिपल भेट्दाखेरि नेपालमा के गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने तर आफ्नो आफ्नै फिस जोड्न सकेको छैन हामीले कसरी पैसा त कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्न सक्दैनौ तर हप्ताको 4 घण्टा चाहिँ म ट्युटर गर्थेँ नि त नेपालमा 1-1 घण्टा दिन्थेँ भन्ने आइडियाले मैले डिजिटल क्लासरुम्स भन्ने कन्सेप्ट लिएर चाहिँ खासमा पार्टिसिपेट गर्न आएँ पार्टिसिपेट गरेपछि त अझ धेरै ग्रासरुट लेभलमा काम गर्न बाँकी रहेछ टु गेट अप टु द्याट लेभल जहाँबाट चाहिँ डिजिटल एजुकेसन चल्न सक्छ भन्ने रियलाइज गरेर त्यो स्टिल अझ अलिकति पार्किङ लटमा चाहिँ रहेको छ सो द्याट वाज द रिजन मैले पेजेन्ट्रीमा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नु चाहिँ एन्ड आई स्टिल से कि it's what you make it. It's like any opportunity, you make it what you would like to make it. I think quite a few times pageantry चाहिँ केसँग मिस्टेकन हुन्छ भनेदेखि empowered woman भनेपछि पेजेन्टमा भाग नलिएको महिला चाहिँ empowered नै होइन त त्यो त भनेकै छैन नि त It is like it's a sport. It's like basketball. Basketball एउटा गेम हो जहाँ यहाँबाट हान्यो भने 3 पोइन्ट पाउँछ That's just it's very objective. त्यसमा basketball नखेल्ने मान्छे त पुरै स्पोर्ट्सम्यान नै होइन they're not good भनेको छ त कोही basketball playerले छैन and if you don't agree that 3 हान्दाखेरि यताबाट हान्दा 3 points आउनु पर्छ you just don't participate in the game. It's just a game that you don't agree with. So I think that's the angle of sportsmanship that I see pageantry from is it doesn't belittle, it does not intend to belittle others around at all. It is one of the many ways that mostly women, authority men and transgender as well, use it to make something just as any other platform. मलाई सबभन्दा ठुलो पेजेन्टले दिएको सिख चाहिँ के हो जस्तो लाग्छ भने which I think is so evidently displayed in my first venture is that packaging helps right भित्र पनि राम्रो चाहिँ हुनुपर्छ but attractive packaging helps it makes heads turn it's like okay let's try that out but यदि packaging मात्रै बाहिरबाट मात्रै खतरा छ भित्रको it doesn't live up to the expectations that you set भने टिक्दैन पनि
Once you have the attention it's what you make of it
Yep
तर पेजेन्ट्री को अहिले आएर अलिकति ग्लोबली हेर्यो भने एकदमै डाइभर्स र इन्क्लुसिभ हुँदै आछ रिसेन्टली भर्खरै मिस युनिभर्स ब्युनस एयर्सको आई थिंक a 60-year-old won the title so what are your views on that
go for it more power because again the why is so important of why were pageants started or what is the intention of someone organizing a pageant in today's time it is to enable a person to do something ho bhane dekhin ta that is not a hindering effect at all
I think as we see it becoming more inclusive I think it's going to bring about a lot of new perspective and changes and as you said the more inclusive it becomes I think the more impact we can have.
Absolutely. The sense of self-worth जुन चाहिँ आउँछ मलाई नेपालको केसमा चाहिँ पेजेन्ट्री किन पनि रमाइलो लाग्छ भनेदेखि आफ्नो ब्याचकै मैले साथीहरू हेर्छु भनेदेखि none of us look similar. I would never consider myself a commercially beautiful person, very objectively. मलाई त्यति साह्रो म राम्री छुइनँ भन्दा नि म राम्री छैन it was a very objective fact काली नाकली ठुलो युनिब्राउ क्लास 9 को फोटो हेर्नु जुङ्गासँग खतरा आउने अनि बडी हेर्यो भने it was very rectangular I still have a very rectangular body but it was a place where you said present yourself talk can you capture the attention can you carry a conversation and what are you going to do with it so if there is a platform where 26 very different looking girls were talking their brains out, were creating things, it's okay. It's good. And in fact, we were all perhaps people who looked like us or felt like us say that, hey, I see myself out there. So the more inclusive pageants become, the more people, I think, get an idea that, hey, I can take up stage too. Depends on what I do with that attention.
From the pageantry, now moving on to your entrepreneurial journey, now Makkusé is a brand. So talking about the entrepreneurial journey, why Makkusé? How did you get into this business?
It was an amalgamation of many points. छरेर बसेको धेरै कुराहरुलाई चाहिँ Makkusé was the idea that combined everything together. So 2019 मा Miss World बाट फर्किसकेपछि I didn't want to put the flag down. यत्रो महिनौदेखि नेपाल भनेर एउटा energy उचाले छ हैन this energy all around the world to look at me look at what I'm doing and then that's it I put the flag down where do I channel this and I think that goes back to wanting to make everything efficient and everything excellent and everything perfect भन्ने खालको हुँदा चाहिँ यसको युटिलिटी के हुनुपर्छ यति धेरै good energy को. So I was looking for something to channel this into. अनि त्यही टाइममा that's why it's so important to have the right circle around as well, because what you keep hearing is really the kind of mindset that you become. And I consider myself very blessed to have come across my mentors, my co-founders that I did, who had that idea. Anushka, particularly my co-founder, was always passionate about, and he's a non-Newar, but he's married to a Newar, so he calls himself half Newar, which is ridiculously cute. यस्तो राम्रो छ के गर न यसको के गर. So I said के गर्ने त भनेर जे भए पनि this के चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ यसको हामी छौं तिमी गर न त ल भनेपछि एउटा त आँट दिने मान्छे चाहिँदो रहेछ, त्यसपछि करेक्ट सर्कल पनि चाहिँदो रहेछ, तर लास्टमा बुद्धि मेहनत आफैले अगाडि ल. You have to earn their trust as well. So त्यसरी चाहिँ when I think January 2020 I had my first spoonful of kutpak. I was at a Vietnamese restaurant and I said this makes so much sense. My wanting to take the Nepali identity forward, नेपालको पहिचानलाई अझ निरन्तरता दिइरहन्छु भनेर जुन चाहिँ एउटा इच्छा थियो नेपालमा केही गर्छु भनेर, that was the whole reason why I participated in the pageant to begin with. I also saw this very much having a social real life impact because त्यो बेलामा नै हामीले सुरुवात गर्दाखेरि 4 जना व्यक्ति मात्र प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा इन्भल्भड हुनु भए तापनि जहाँबाट खुवा आउँछ, जहाँबाट प्याकेजिङ बन्छ, जहाँबाट तामाको चम्चा ल्याउँछ गर्दा गर्दै डे 1 बाट हामीले इन्डाइरेक्टली अप्रत्यक्ष रूपमा त 35 प्लस मान्छेहरु एंगेज गर्दै थियौं. सो एभ्रीथिङ सोर्ट अफ एडेड टुगेदर एन्ड ओके दिस मेक्स सेन्स भनेर चाहिँ ट्राई गरे एन्ड द्याट्स हाउ Makkusé ह्यापन. तर यति बिलिभ थियो त्यो प्रोडक्टमा कि जुन टाइममा स्टार्ट गरियो इट डिड. And we're really glad that it took the shape that it did, and that gave my first learning in business. In my first business experience, my first learning is let the market decide. Don't make too many assumptions.
I was talking about Makkusé. Whenever I visit other countries, US, Australia, Japan, I always take a Makkusé packet because the products as well as the presentation with your brass spoon, and foreigners really love it. अब हाम्रो नेपाली डायस्पोरा त भइहाल्यो, उहाँले त मन पराउने भयो, त्यो सँगसँगै विदेशीहरूले पनि धेरै मन पराउँछन्. So my question to you is, are you planning to go international with the brand? What are your plans?
Absolutely. मैले Makkusé सुरु गर्नुको कारण नै के भनेदेखि नेपाललाई चिनाउन लागि हो. हाम्रो आइडेन्टिटी जुन चाहिँ छ, नेपाली डेजर्ट भन्यो भने के सम्झिने त हैन, लालमोहन रसबरी त एकदम हाम्रो मौलिकता त होइन. र ढिलो चाँडो the world is coming to its roots. अनि यसलाई रूट नामै त रूट हैन, it has to be very grounded, it can't be finicky, it can't be एउटा इम्पोर्ट गरेर लोगो एउटा लगायो. त्यसको पनि छ आफ्नो मार्केट, not belittling it, but what is really authentic नेपाली त. पापाहरु भन्नुहुन्थ्यो पहिला होल नरदेवीको गल्ली नै हर हर गुटपाक बास आउँथ्यो रे. मैले रिसर्च गर्न जाने बेलामा एउटा कुनामा एउटा पसल बाँकी थियो जहाँ अरु चीज लगायत अलिकति बेच्नुहुन्छ. अनि त्यसपछि त्यसको रेसिपी पनि खासै धेरै शेयर गरिदैन. भनेपछि त यो त साच्चीकै नै लोप हुँदै गइरहेको छ. साउन्ड सो ड्रामेटिक, तर हो. कुनै पनि हाम्रो आइडेन्टिटीको चीजलाई पहिरनको कुरा गरौँ, गरगहनाको कुरा गरौँ, कल्चर इट्स अलाइभ, यु हैव टु कीप इट अलाइभ. सो त्यसलाई कमर्शियली भायबल बनाएन भनेदेखि पिटी सेलले मात्र त नेपाली चीज त झन् चल्दै नै चल्दैन. So I think जुन चाहिँ यहाँले I'm so glad that it's being recognized because we strive not to एउटा नेपाली product भनेर मात्र राम्रो हो र त्यही भएर लियोस् न त. And we're so grateful कि हाम्रो first year मा नै the Indian Embassy on their anniversary distributed पुस्तकालय. It's a big win because it's good. So त्यो साइकल कतिचोटि चलिरहन्छ कि नेपाली उत्पादन महँगो छ, क्वालिटी पुगेन, त्यही भएर लिदैन, त्यो नभएरै भोल्युममा जान सक्दैन. What's going to break that cycle? I say give your local business 2 extra chances. त्यो 2 extra chances सम्ममा कमर्शियली तपाईलाई गुड इनफ हुन सक्नु प्रोड्युसरको जिम्मा हो. तर प्रोड्युसरलाई पनि केही सपोर्ट त चाहिन्छ. सो त्यो जहिले पनि यो हेन एग सिचुएसन हुन्छ कि नेपाली प्रडक्टको गुणस्तर छैन र पनि महँगो छ, त्यही भएर धेरै नबिकेको, किन धेरै बिक्न नसकेपछि इकोनोमिज अफ स्केल जान सक्दैन अनि कसरी हुन्छ त. सो त्यसलाई कतै न कतै ब्रेक गर्नुपर्छ. हाम्रो मौलिकताले नै हो यतासम्म लिएर आएको. Even the black packaging with a copper color, not very food like भनेर सोच्छौँ भने, तर तामाको भाँडाहरू हाम्रोमा मात्र युनिकली use हुन्छ. So there is a reason behind why everything is put, even that we integrate inside. We search for women Nepali makers. Winter boxes भित्र भक्तपुरमा हातले बनेकै मग हाल्ने. Imported mug त त्योभन्दा धेरै सस्तोमा पाउँछ तर नहाल्ने. I think the whole thing is प्रोत्साहन गर्नुपर्छ. उपभोग consumption नै हो कि when you have 100 रुपैयाँ यता दिने कि यता दिने, that choice that you're making is actually setting a direction.
As a young leader, you are udyami, you are netritwa garda tapaile and wearing various hats. What do you think are the challenges?
This is a question that सुरुवाती दिनमा धेरैले सोध्नुहुन्थ्यो. भोगेकै थिएन enough to give answers के सुरुवाती पहिलो महिनाहरुमा अब कसैले सोध्दै हुन्थ्यो जस्तो लाग्छ. So I'm more excited to answer these questions right now in the 4th year of running Makkusé. आफ्नो छोटो समयको भोगाइमा यो lack of capital भनेर जुन चाहिँ it's a tune that is very overplayed. While that may be true to a certain extent, I honestly don't think that's the largest problem. It is skills, manpower, ethics. That is the biggest problem because lead गर्न लागि पनि तपाईले एउटा certain खालको skill set, mindset, ethics भयो भनेदेखि fair हुँदै जान्छ. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges that leadership, either for small business or large business, faces these days. हैन यस्तै हो, मैले यस्तो गराउनै पर्छ, मैले यस्तो गर्नै पर्छ, यहाँ यसरी नै चल्छ भनेर आफै नै what are we becoming? It's so hard to hold your ground, but to recharge yourself, to reflect a lot is so important so that we keep doing the right thing. And yeah, leadership को मलाई लाग्छ सबभन्दा ठुलो challenges भनेको एउटा infrastructure र manpower. Those are the two biggest challenges. What kind of a tree are you growing? If your business is a tree, यो एक वर्षमा हुर्किने प्लान्ट हो भने पो त एक वर्षमा हुर्केन केही मिलेन भन्ने सोच्ने हो. लगाउनु भएको छ 10 वर्षमा हुर्कने प्लान्ट ब्रेक इभन अनि 3 वर्षमा भएन भनेर छाड्न त भएन होला नि त. So त्यो persistence चाहिँ हामीलाई it's very difficult. It's one of the challenges that a lot of us definitely face. र आफ्नो समस्याहरुको बारेमा aware भयो भने मात्र त्यसलाई डिल गर्न सकिन्छ. अगाडि खाल्डो छ थाहा भयो भने पनि navigate गर्न सकिन्छ भनेको जस्तै we are ridiculously impatient. But impatient युवा त कामै छैन भनेर भन्ने होइन. आफ्नो recognize गर्ने हो, acknowledge गर्ने हो. Yeah, we are rather impatient. So let me really reflect, where is my checkpoint? मैले कतिखेर चाहिँ चेक गरे भएन कतिखेर उफ्रने हो. फेरि उफ्रने बेलामा उफ्रिन चाहिँ पर्यो. That is one is persistence for sure. But also another thing in leadership is the human nature element of it. अब जस्ट खान कसैलाई रमाइलो लाग्दैन के, especially मेहनत गर्दा गर्दै. अनि quite often because अलिकति wealth averse हुँदै गयौं भनेदेखि हामी as a society, nobody aspires to lead something, to build something, because lead गर्दा मान्छेहरुले जहिले पनि स्ट्रेसै भइरहेको मात्र देखेछ. aspire गर्दैन त to create jobs, to create value. म build businesses, build companies भन्दिन, म to create value, to create jobs. So त्यो आइडियालाई चाहिँ हामीले एकदम धेरै नेगेट गर्यौं भनेदेखि पनि there will be no one left aspiring to be. One of the biggest things holding me back, because I come from a very heavily job background, is that you bring the stress home. हैन आफू टक्क काम गरेर छुट्टी लिन मिल्ने ठाउँमा, and then we become employees to MNCs. That's what we end up becoming then.
So Anushka, we were talking about businesses, the entrepreneurial journey. कस्तो वातावरण हुनुपर्छ यहाँ चाहिँ पोजिटिभ लगानी वातावरण ल्याउनलाई चाहिँ मेन्टरशिप र एउटा चाहिँ बिजनेस इकोसिस्टमको कस्तो हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ तपाईलाई?
गरी खान पाऊँ. That is, I think that's what a lot of businesses, creators, startups, and even young people in jobs, आफूले गरेको fair share of मेहनतको fair output पाऊँ. That's a very fair ask. Fairness is a very important value to me. सही गलत भने कि fair हो. र आफूले गरेको मेहनतको फल उपभोग गर्न सक्ने खालको environment चाहिँ बनाउनु पर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. Making in Nepal, manufacturing in Nepal is one of the key things which will solve so many problems. हाङ्गा बिङ्गामा मात्र काटेर भएन. युवा विदेशी रहनु भएको छ, दिनदिनै यतिजना गइरहनु भएको छ, रेमिटेन्समा हेभिली डिपेन्डेन्ट भयो. यो सबै जुन चाहिँ हामीले माथि हाङ्गा बिङ्गा भनिरहेको समस्या छौँ, त्यसको रुट कज हेर्ने हो भनेदेखि इन्क्रिजिङ द क्वालिटी अफ लाइफ, increasing the minimum wage, and the minimum wage पनि increase गरेर it's obviously has to create that wealth, right? न त कहाँबाट ल्याएर दिन्छ त pressure matra diera body pay garnu paryo bhanera. We also want to bake a bigger pie so that everyone gets a bigger slice. So business environment चाहिँ more creation र more equitable distribution of wealth चाहिँ पक्कै हुनु पर्यो. I think why everyone is understandably skeptical is एक केक चाहिँ ठुलो बनाउन लगाउँछ सबैलाई अनि लास्टमा चाहिँ हामीले त्यही नै सानो टुक्रा दिएर सबै ठुलो लग्छ भन्ने चिज चाहिँ incentivizing right actions. So जुन businesses-हरुले सही कुरा गरिरहनु भएको छ उहाँलाई incentivize गर्यो भने more people will be incentivized to do the right thing. So I think गरी खान दिने वातावरण बनाएर awarding good business behavior is the way forward.
Mentorship is the heart of any entrepreneurship enterprise. एउटा गुरु भएर एउटा चाहिँ उहाँबाट सल्लाह लिएर एउटा बिजनेसको एउटा चाहिँ इभल्भ हुने सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस प्र्याक्टिस गर्ने त्यसलाई चाहिँ दीर्घकालीन लुपको लागि एउटा चाहिँ प्रफिटेबल र सस्टेनेबल रूपमा ग्रो गर्नलाई what is the role of a mentor?
अहिले धेरैको हामीले अब युवाको कुरा गर्दाखेरि नै मेन्टरशिप भनेको अब ठुलो मान्छेको कुरा सुन्नु पर्यो हैन हामीलाई सुन्नै छैन किन सुन्ने हामीलाई थाहै छ त हैन तपाईको आउटडेटेड कुरा नगर्ने so often becomes a clash of generations. But when we're able to set that aside कि तपाई बुढा भएपछि तपाईलाई के थाहा छ versus तिमी त फुच्चे नकरा त्यो दुईटा ego side राखेर hey what can I help you with from my experiences and hey can you help me this with your experience and your knowledge त्यो ego लाई हामीले humility र questions सँग replace गर्न सक्यौं र even from the elder generation when they don't take offense because we come from a very ageist society as well. It's so right, mentorship is so important, but why do more and more young people go away a little bit from mentorship is because they want to be told what to do. They won't have to justify and bhaneko kura manena bhaneदेखि फेरि offend भइदिने हैन especially in family relations. त्यो हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ let's remove that fear of offending elders. I think one thing I absolutely appreciate about my mentors is I've never felt like a young girl in their presence. I felt like a person.
Leadership कोही कुरा गर्दा politics होस् business होस् जुनैसुकै क्षेत्रमा तपाईलाई सफल नेतृत्व गर्ने व्यक्ति कस्तो हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ?
आन्टी चाहिँ हुनुपर्ने नै रहेछ किनभने देखिन जति नै राम्रो गर्न खोज्दै पनि कतिचोटी for various reasons खासै जस इनिशियली पाइदैन तर आफूले त्यो longer term vision हेर्न सक्यो भने देखिन that what I'm doing is not just for my wealth creation but I'm adding value भनेर आफ्नो sincerity मा rooted values correct values किनभने values नै डगमग छ अलि बलियो छैन हुन्छ नि कपटी मनसाय छ भने त्यो टिक्दैन so honest sincere values कसरी केही भनिराख्दाखेरि होला आफूले राम्रो गर्न खोजेको व्यक्तिहरुबाट पनि सोचेको जस्तो जस नपाउँदाखेरि पनि त्यो सर्टेन टाइम सम्म होल्ड अन गर्न सक्ने मेहनत गरिराख्न सक्ने आर्ट I think listening र respect जब अलि चाँडो मलाई त आउँछ मलाई सबै चीज आउँछ भनेर हामी अलिकति भनेर भन्न थाल्छौं that is the beginning of the end so एकदम टाइमली रिफ्लेक्ट गर्न सक्ने आफूले objectively reflect गर्न सक्ने सुन्न सक्ने सुनेपछि त्यसलाई खेलाएर गर्ने कि नगर्ने भन्ने कुरा त छँदै छ सो त्यो चाहिँ लिडरशिपमा नेतृत्वमा आर्ट करेक्ट deep rooted values र ability to reflect and adjust चाहिँ एकदमै जरुरी छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई and positivity at the end of the day because there might be a time when you've got no one that will say good job हुन्छ कि हुँदैन or there might be a time when everyone is saying good job but you just don't feel it. It's a very draining task. It is a very draining task. So afula what recharges you? What keeps that a little spark alive? त्यो चाहिँ त्यसलाई nurture गरिराख्न सक्ने चाहिँ पर्ने रहेछ.
So Anushka, we move on to the next section which is called the point of view. I'm going to ask you a few words and you can elaborate on it. Beauty pageant voting.
I don't think it should be paid. I honestly don't think it should be paid. Am I going to piss people off with this? Maybe.
Beauty standards.
I think the lines are blurring. It's evaporating for the better. Beauty as a concept, not a standard.
Access to finance for young entrepreneurs.
But ask. Running a business go fast space, you've got to be able to sell your idea. to an elevator pitch. We've got to get off from a little bit of our entitled horses and be willing to do the groundwork and ask.
Influencer marketing.
Really shifted the whole space of marketing, and it's worked very well because it incentivizes nice creators, but at the same time trying to label everything as influencer marketing and getting things done for like a really low rate is not a very ethical approach as well.
Gender equality.
Equity, much needed, getting there, still lots of work to be done. Can't just be celebrating women on Women's Day and March and Pride on like Pride Month. Needs to be there in behavior, gender equity.
Day in, day out.
Day in, day out.
Thank you, Anushka. Now we move on to your favorite section, which is the rapid fire section. A childhood dream.
Childhood dream. My auto book said artist a lot.
Is leadership an inborn talent or can it be learned?
It is inborn in many people, but can definitely be learned.
You unwind by?
Watching cooking reality shows. Watched all the MasterChef that exists.
And a cause you support?
Education and violence against women.
What was the last book that you read?
Ooh, the last book that I completed was Untamed by Glennon Doyle. The current ones that I'm reading is Why Nations Fail. Ra Karnashakya Circles. Codes. It's 2 books that I'm reading.
Do you prefer ebooks, audiobooks, or actual books?
Actual books.
What's on your playlist currently?
What's on my playlist is deep sleep affirmations, music like so that is what's on my playlist.
Cosmetic procedures, yes or no?
For me, no. For people, go ahead.
What is one leadership trait that you wish to develop?
Daring.
More daring. Podcasts.
Aye. Well, anything that you say in a podcast does sound very deep. People have done well with it. It's getting good viewership. I personally find it a little bit difficult to follow. And I honestly think a ghanta limit is a good time limit for the person shooting and the person listening. But apparently algorithms say otherwise. But then what do I know? I listen to my music from YouTube, right?
It was really great having you. And we wish you all the best for your bright future. र नेपालमा मात्रै हैन देशभरि तपाईको माकुसेको ब्रान्ड हेर्न पाओस्. Wishing you all the best and we look forward to seeing you again in new roles with new hats, new ventures. Thank you, Anushka, for coming on 360 Leadership as a token of appreciation, a small gesture.
Thank you very much. This is rather unique, and I'm sure my sister will agree that my head-to-body ratio is very accurate.
That's what sisters do all the time.
A Media9 Presentation. Powered by Skywell. Lead the future. Supported by Emporious Furniture. For all kinds of furnitures, furnishings, and home decorations.
Real Man, unleash your inner confidence with Real Man perfume.
Citron. Global Reach Education Matters. Your preferred overseas education advisor.
Good night.
लामखुट्टे बगाउँछ बिना धुवा फैलाई ताकि निन्द्रालाई नजर नलागोस्. गुड नाइट लिक्विड.